It's gonna be awesome.
We're loading in. The loading screen is staring at me. These are beautiful loading screens. I just really like them. They look so pretty. It's the Ultralisk there. It's just terrifying. But yeah, we're here. They are spawned. Lurlian, would you like to do the honors of introducing these two sensational players with so much support for them in the chat?
First, I've got some bad news for you guys. This is going to be the last time I'm going to be introducing these two players to you today. But on the other hand, it's going to be an awesome game. In the bottom right spawn position here on Newkirk Precinct, it is the French caster, the French player. He is sponsored by XMG. He's playing in blue. He's playing as Protoss. It is ToD. His opponent spawning on the opposite side here on Newkirk Precinct. He was able to win game 1. Not quite able to do it in game 2. Game 2 was ridiculously close. So I definitely think he has what it takes to take ToD out here. It's anyone's game. In the bottom left, playing as red, the Artarian player, Empire's Bratok.
Now I've got to say a big thank you to everyone tuning in on stream. I set you the challenge at the end of the last series that I said we should be able to get this 14,000 viewers. We have done it. Well done. I am impressed with each and every one of you. I am very, very happy. Congratulations. Thank you for your help. Can we hit 15k? It's rapidly rising. Will we see potentially ToD qualify, the Premier League caster, get through to the Challenger Division? Will we see Bratok tear it away from him at the last and the final hurdle? Maybe. Either way, this is going to be great. Both players getting down their first buildings. One barracks, one gateway, and one gas now for ToD. Will we see similar builds? Currently, these two have gone for very similar openings in every one of the games.
Yeah, very similar openers, and I'm not expecting anything different at all. They played the same builds in game 1 and in game 2. The only difference being really is that Bratok did go for only one engineering bay in the second game, which really was what cost him that battle. You know, where ToD had 3-3 and Bratok had 2-2, where ToD really turned the game around in his favor again. If Bratok would have had 3-2 there, or even 3-3, I think that battle would have been much closer, and ToD might... and the outcome of the game might have been entirely different.
It could have been entirely different, but for the moment, we do just see Bratok. He's not mixing things up at all. He's like, I've made my barracks, making my command center. I like the build. It worked for me once. Maybe I can make it work for me again. And now, of course, ToD, he has got his second gas on its way. Will it be a quick mothership core once more? Most likely, because it's an effective build. It means that he banks up quite a bit of energy on it, doesn't need to be too risky. What about mid-game strategy? Will we see ToD go for just another robo, or do you reckon he will try for a Stargate potentially?
I don't know. His robo play with the real thermal lance and the actual commitment to Colossi worked out really well for him in last game, so we might see him do that again. I think he's going to do it again. I think he's going to stick with what works.
I think they both are, to be honest. No one wants to take a risk in the ace match for a qualification spot. It's such a big thing on the line for both of them. And now, with the additional 2 barracks coming down for Bratok, all very standard, very normal. And for ToD, he is getting his mothership core out. Now he's starting that Stalker. His natural nexus is coming down. The 2 gas there, right on cue for Bratok. Everything looking very much the same. So things, I don't know about you, Lurlian, but I get really tense when everything starts going the same, because it's just like, okay, well, we know when it starts like this, either one of them could win. They've both done it when they've done this build. You just don't know. It's not like you could start building the AM. It's not like ToD suddenly going for a proxy Stargate and you're like, it's gonna come down to this. It's just like, okay, this game's gonna go on a bit more. We get more of this fun.
There's not going to be anything interesting happening in this game for the next couple of minutes, guys. You can go and get yourself a drink, because they're going to be macroing up.
If you do that,
I'm
though,
joking,
I guarantee you, if you do go now thinking that it'll macro up, like, that'll be the moment the Bratok just, like, decides to float his entire base over, land it in ToDs, and we have the most crazy game of Starcraft ever.
Yeah, that you always see situations like that, you know, when you think, okay, I can go for a drink now, and then you come back and you look at a GG screen and you're like, oh, wait, that escalated quickly. What happened here? But I don't think this game is going to escalate quickly at all. I mean, Bratok's not going to move out before Medivacs, that's 100% sure. And ToD is not going to move out before he has some form of AoE damage. And that's going to be a while before they get there.
It will be. quite a while before he gets there. Stim is coming down. We've got the factory starting up now. The second observer coming out for ToD. So really absolutely identical builds at the moment from both of these two spectacular players. The double forges on the way for ToD. Yet again going to be going upgrade centric in all of his game plan. And I like that. I think one of the big points of the second game on Daybreak was where there was the engagement from Bratok just a few seconds before 3-3 kicked in for ToD. If that push came 10 in-game seconds later, ToD would have had 3-3, the upgrade advantage, and that fight could have gone a lot different. So this upgrade-centric play can be very beneficial, but likewise it does leave you potentially exposed to some aggression. Now, at the moment, we can see the starport just getting started, +1 infantry weapons, 1-1 upgrades coming down now for ToD, the chrono boost soon to be hitting. Missile turrets also on the way out for Bratok, clearly a little bit concerned about what could be coming out, any DT play, but for the moment he's safe from that.
Yeah, he's safe from that. He's just getting that missile turret to be absolutely sure. He's not expecting ToD to go for DTs. He's just having that missile turret there just in case. And it might be able to snipe an observer. I mean, a missile turret killing observer is always a good feeling as a Terran player. And as a Protoss player, that makes you feel a little bit sad, because there's no reason for your observer to die to a missile turret if you are 100% paying attention.
So, Twilight Council on its way. Things looking very similar. Nothing too scary occurring at the moment. No sign of Bratok getting ready to move out yet, though. The first two medevacs are just about to hit the field. We've got Stim finishing up as well. Everything's getting a bit more tense, getting a bit more ramped up. We're getting closer to the points where crazy things can start happening. And yeah, Twilight Council down, Robotics Base starting. Colossus Tech, is it going to be a fake like we saw in Game 1, just 1 or 2 out? Or is it going to be like in Game 2 where Extended Thermal Lance is taken and we get a bit more of a commitment to it?
Something that is worth noting is that there's only one engineering bay. This is pretty much a repeat of the last game. One engineering bay for Bratok, and the second engineering bay is going to be added on very, very late. And the longer he waits with adding on his second engineering bay, the further ahead ToD is going to be in the upgrades. And we saw what a big difference it made in last game. Is it going to affect this game just as much? It's tough to tell. Bratok is now moving out, and he's going to hit a nice timing before. But there are a lot of gateways now finished up. I'm counting 4 operational gateways right now, 5 and 6 just finishing up, so he's going to be on 6 gateways, but will not have his first Colossus out in time to defend against this push by Bratok, who is, by the way, up in supply by about 20. He's at 94 against the 78 of ToD, who is just now warping in a few extra units. He needs to buy some time, he needs the force field, and there he goes.
Those force fields really nice, do by the time the ToD so desperately needs. He's warping in some more zealots. Blink is on its way down. A cannon is also getting constructive, remaking those force fields a bit early, making sure that there is no chance they can come up. But here comes the medevacs loading. The Stalkers do need to get up there and snipe these off quite quickly. 2 Marines deposited up on the high ground. Will get destroyed very quickly though. Very, very tense moments, Lurlian.
Very, very tense. Now the first Colossi has hit the production tab, and as soon as that is out, that's going to be the end of this pressure. And Bratok realizes, okay, I've had my chance, I wasn't able to do it, I'm going to go back. The observers of ToD have such a great grasp on where the army of Bratok is currently positioning. The factory is going to be flying in here. And do we finally have that second engineering bay out of Bratok? Because he's still on 1. No, he is still on 1 engineering bay, as he's going to be expanding to a 3rd in the middle of the map.
That 3rd is going to be really important. The scan saw quite a lot of what was occurring. The one thing that I don't believe has been seen though is that the robotics bay was not researching extended thermal lance. So this is a lot more similar to Game 1. There's the Templar archives coming down. High Templar will be hitting the field shortly. This is going back to build 1 we saw out of ToD, but holding off that aggression with taking no losses is really good. These two incredibly passive in terms of any damage taken. Only 100 resources lost for ToD and 225 for Bratok.
I hate to be pulling attention to this again, but the upgrades, oh my god. 2-2 is going to be done for ToD, whereas Bratok is only on 1-1, and he doesn't have a second engineering base. So by the time ToD is going to have 3-3, Bratok is going to have, like, I don't know, maybe 2-1 or 2-2 at best. So ToD will be maintaining his upgrade lead for pretty much the entirety of the next 10 minutes, which is big. Any engagement in the next 10 minutes, starting from 40 seconds from now, ToD is going to have an upgrade advantage, but his 2-2 is not done yet. This is going to be a battle of 1-1 versus 1-1. This is a really good timing for Bratok to hit. ToD is going to have to he's going to have to cancel that Nexus. No way he's going to keep that alive.
But he's not going to be able to cancel. It's not going to be cancelled. Therefore, ToD has only got to hold on for another 10 in-game seconds. He triggers Photon Overcharge. That is when 2-2 will kick in. He's got Charge on its way down as well. A couple of Archons morphing in, a few Hallucinated Phoenix, Colossi rather, coming in as well there. There comes the Photon Overcharge. A lot of SCVs have been pulled here. The Vikings are over the high ground. How much of the Viking fire can the Hallucinated Colossi soak up? The Nexus does go down, and for the moment it looks like Bratok is going to be doing very well. 2-2 is done for ToD, but he just doesn't have enough splash damage here without Storm there, without the extended thermal lance. The infantry moving further forward, the Vikings tearing through these Colossi. We can see the force fields going down with the Zealots desperate to go in, but without Charge they're getting shut down before they even close up the distance. Probes getting pulled. ToD is on the line here. Will he be able to hold Lurlian?
It looks like he might not be able to. He already sacrificed all of the probes at the natural. His upgrades, of course, are superior. That Archon is stuck in the back, wants to get forward so badly. 74 to 96 applied. ToD is holding. He will hold, but at what cost? He lost a lot of workers. Taking a look at the worker killed, of 20 workers killed by Bratok, 15 killed by ToD.
This is, well done to ToD for holding that. But he lost a lot of workers there. But Bratok equally did too with that push. So actually, if we take a look at the Harvest account, 36 to 38, both players on 2 bases. There is no Storm getting researched. These Stalkers now just trying to clean out these medevacs. ToD, how he held that is incredible. I'm amazed he didn't die there.
It is. I would have just died there, rolled over and died instantly. His Stalkers might be overextending though. There are medevacs here, and these Marauders are pretty scary. Even though there's only 2 of them, they do really good damage against the Stalkers. The supply is now dead even. Worker supply really also dead even. Wow, that is insane. Dead even supplies all around. Oh no.
Oh no.
No.
Okay, phew. Okay, that was nearly catastrophic. Luckily, we do have resume from replay now. The factory gets taken out there, being like, no factory, you're not staying over here. And yeah, this game is surprisingly level at the moment. It's all being quite reset. Upgrade-wise, it is 2-2 versus 1-1 yet again. But the big problem for ToD is he has no Colossi out, and he also does not have Storm. How is he going to deal with a large infantry force?
It's difficult. He's getting Storm now, but that's pretty late. He's not going to have any AoE for the next couple of minutes. Gets a few free shots off on that Viking, damaging it quite a bit. Empire's Bratok is not expanding behind this. He is still on 2 bases. If ToD can buy enough time for his Storm, maybe he can do it. He will be forced to give up that Nexus again, though. I don't think he has a Mothership Core alive anymore. No, he does not. He has a few High Templar now out on the field, but Storm is only halfway done. He's going to have to buy himself some more time. More SCVs being pulled by Bratok. This is 2 base versus 2 base, and Storms are going to be insanely important. I cannot even begin to describe how important they're going to be.
Those chrono boosts are going off so desperately, and actually Bratok moving up here to take out that pylon. This could be a proper fight. Yeah, it's good for ToD because it's buying him some time, but it's bad for Bratok because it's giving ToD more time. In terms of these engagements, I cannot stress enough how important this Storm will be. It is only 5 seconds away from completion with the chrono boost. This is going to be massive. The Observer over all of that Terran army. How many High Templar are there? 4. These Storms are going to make or break this game.
They will. They are now done. There's 2 Storms at least available in this army. 4 High Templar. Here come the Storms. Oh, beautiful Storm. They're hitting a lot of the SCVs. There's there go a few Vikings. They go down without doing much. The upgrade advantage, of course, still in favor of ToD. He is still at 2-2, whereas Bratok has never bothered to research 2-2. So he is still in a pretty good lead in that regard. Still 2 more Storms left in Storm. Uses one of his last Storms. Oh, there they go. This army has been weakened so much. Does ToD feel confident enough to go and push out? I think he can actually push out right now, especially if he hits one more Storm. Bam, there he goes. The army is so weak right now for Empire Bratok. He has not a lot of medevacs left out to heal. But some reinforcements joining up for Bratok. This is oh so close. 2 Storms are just now ready again.
And these Storms are once more going to be incredibly important. We can see that for the moment, Bratok is unable to push up here. ToD is moving down. A Storm does hit, but not that much infantry. Some more Storms are starting to go down here. The Vikings falling back. A good number of charge shots are on the ground. ToD has the supply advantage. He has also knocked out so many workers. Bratok is not looking to be in a particularly good spot. The Archons are going to try and get this around. The charge shot still running in even further forward. And as we can see, a good forward blink. Will he get the medevac? Yes, he does. That is such a big loss. And ToD, he is going to be able to do it. This is going to be brilliant. ToD, I don't see any way Bratok can hold this off. He has done it. He is going to be qualifying for WCS EU Challenger Division. It took him 4 games. He's casted so much of the Premier Division. He is now at over double the supply of his opponent. He's taking a 3rd. He is just waiting for it, but I don't see anything that Bratok is going to be able to do to come back from this.
Bratok is down and out. He's going to stay and fight, though. He has a third base now available to himself, so he might be able to fly that out and try to secure that. ToD's third, though, is already up and running. Viking is going to see that, and that Viking is going to be happy because it will be able to kill 1 or 2 probes as a drop is going down in the main base. Bratok trying to do some counter damage. He will end up losing this medevac to a feedback and stalkers, though. That Viking is having a field day at the expansion of ToD. Already killed 5 workers.
Yeah, that is... It's starting to... It's not really leveling now enough, though. Let's face it. Look at the natural base right now of Bratok. It's nearly mined out.
He's got nothing.
He's got no SCVs really mining gas. He's out of that 4th gas guy. He's only 1 in the other. He's trying to float down to that 3rd. ToD is at 133 supply to just 60 of Bratok. The army supply as well, 95 for ToD to just 33 of Bratok. That is hugely, hugely in the Protoss advantage. Upgrades as well. 2-2 still up against 1-1. ToD couldn't really ask for much more at the moment.
ToD cannot ask for anything more. He is still double the supply of his opponent. He's going back into Colossi production. In comes that Viking with 7 kills. It's gonna land at the natural now and try to kill some more workers. And ToD is actually pulling back his entire army because of that.
Yeah, this is actually quite a nice push in towards the 3rd, but I think ToD, he has got no problem just moving forward. That's a handful of units. He can warp in more. And ToD, he's going for the march forward. He is going to go and kill his opponent. There was a couple of EMPs going down, but they are fairly futile at this stage. ToD, he is making the approach. This drop is desperate, trying to do some damage, but as we see, there goes the GG.
GG!
ToD has done it.